Hello, welcome to Interpreting Asia, Interpreting Europe. In this programme, we're going to look at how liaison interpreters need to be aware of cross-cultural differences as they decipher what the speakers mean. In today's drama, we see that a European visitor and his host are concluding their meeting. Everything has gone very well, and there is a feeling of goodwill between them. But even with the very best of intentions, things can still go wrong.
我很高兴您此次行程很顺利。
I'm very pleased that your trip has been so successful.
Well, without your help, it would have been impossible.
多亏了您的帮助啊，太感谢了。
这没什么，是我的荣幸。
Not at all. It has been pleasure.
You've been very kind, and your hospitality was wonderful.
您还非常的热情好客。
Well, that's an interesting picture.
那幅画很有意思啊。
您喜欢吗？
Do you like it?
I like the style. Is it contemporary?
我喜欢它的风格，是现代作品吗？
有30-40年了。这位画家刚去世不久，生前是中国美术界挺知名的人物。
It was 30 or 40 years old. The artist Chen Xilin died recently. He was quite well known in the Chinese art circle.
Ah, we don't have anything to compare with this in the West. My wife likes that type of painting. Anyway, I must go back to the hotel and pack.
我们西方就没有这一类风格的作品，我妻子一定会很喜欢的。我现在要回酒店收拾行李了。
请收下吧，不请敬意。我派人送到您酒店去。
Please, it is my gift to you. I will have it sent to your hotel.
Oh, I couldn't possibly accept such a gift.
我实在不敢收。
不行，一定要收下。
No, please, I insist.
Oh, I feel very awkward about taking the painting.
您和客人的这次会面还都顺利吧？
还好，可是我的画，
我想他只是出于礼貌罢了。
你是说他不是真想要我的画？
是啊，他肯定没想到您能把画送给他。
Well, I was just trying to be polite. You know, they wrapped it up and sent it to the hotel. I'll have to get it to the airport somehow, and then try and get it through customs, I suppose. But, you know, just wonder whether I ought to leave it at the hotel.
Well, what a terrible misunderstanding. The Chinese host has lost his precious painting, and the European businessman has ended up with an unwanted present. It is quite natural in Western culture to compliment the host on their home and possessions. But in this case, the host felt honour-bound to make a gift of the painting. Let's look again and see just how these cross-cultural misunderstandings have happened. Firstly, the European businessman. After a successful meeting, he tries to make pleasant small talk.
Well, that's an interesting picture.
那幅画很有意思啊。
您喜欢吗？
Do you like it?
I like the style. Is it contemporary?
我喜欢它的风格，是现代作品吗？
有30-40年了。这位画家刚去世不久，生前是中国美术界挺知名的人物。
It was 30 or 40 years old. The artist Chen Xilin died recently. He was quite well
He goes
known in
on
the
to pay
Chinese
some
art
compliments.
Ah, we don't have anything to compare with this in the West. My wife likes that type of painting.
Is the businessman an expert? Not really. He says it is his wife who likes this sort of thing. So he stops the small talk to say goodbye.
Anyway, I must go back to the hotel and pack.
我们西方就没有这一类风格。
Secondly, the Chinese host. We have the first cultural misunderstanding as he reacts with the offer of the painting as a gift.
请收下吧，不请敬意。我派人送到您酒店去。
Please.
Our visitor certainly tries to say no,
Oh, I couldn't possibly accept such a gift.
but that is not clear to the host.
您和客人的这次会面还都顺利吧？
还好，可是我的画，
我想他只是出于礼貌罢了。
你是说他不是真想要我的画？
是啊，他肯定没想到您能把画送给他。
We are left with the worst possible situation. The host has lost his painting, and the guest doesn't know what to do. Throw it away?
Well, I was just trying to be polite. You know, they wrapped it up and sent it to the hotel. I'll have to get it to the airport somehow, and then try and get it through customs, I suppose. But, you know, just wonder whether I ought to leave it at the hotel.
What a shame. The meeting seemed to go so well. And now this embarrassment. Where do you think the interpreter could have helped? If the interpreter knew the guest did not want the painting, what action should he have taken? Well, did you notice the guests speak to the interpreter directly?
No, please, I insist.
Oh, I feel very awkward about taking the painting.
Perhaps this is where the interpreter should have conveyed the guest's meaning to the host. But in fact, nothing is said. Although there is probably no definitive answer to this problem, liaison interpreters must be aware of the cultural differences and, if necessary, take a professional decision to act.
Cultural awareness is quite a sensitive topic, but it's nonetheless important. Most people think that interpreters only deal with language. They don't. We are, if you like, a bridge between cultures, and that's what we should be. If it's just a question of finding one word in one language and an equivalent in another, the computer can do that much more quickly and much more efficiently than we can. It's not about that. It's more about getting a message from one culture to another.
Yes, an interpreter is providing more than just language input. He is also acting as a bridge between cultures. The interpreter must convey the meanings which are carried in the culture to the other party.
The interpreters are not only bringing the language from one, well, you could say, source language to a target language. But moreover, they need to understand the languages, the cultures, the habits, even the peoples of both nations in order to be able to transfer the message.
Cross-cultural awareness is the knowledge about cultural differences, is understanding of our own culture and familiarity with ways to relate to and work with people from other cultures.
Interpreters' cross-cultural competence is a particular way of thinking, a sensitivity to cultural diversities, and a conscious effort to apply the awareness to the whole process of interpreting. It is a willingness to put oneself into the speaker and audience's shoes and an ability to act accordingly for the benefit of smooth communication.
Liaison interpreting is so much more than language alone. It is about culture, it is about people's habits, and above all, it is about people. Here is some advice which I'm sure you would like to follow.
One of the things that you have to do is to make sure that you're as aware of these cultural idiosyncrasies as you can be. Frequent as many foreigners as possible, listen to as much spoken language as possible. This is tricky sometimes. Reading is a second best. Expose yourself as much as you can to foreign culture, to the other culture that you're supposed to be bridging.
Before we finish, here are some examples of some different cultural events and references. I think you would have to be very good to understand all these. Okay, Buddhism.
Later, when the Buddhists
And a temple in China.
into China, the people would like to.
That's what I call a uniform. He is a Morris dancer.
Thank you for me introduce my so much details about Morris. So enjoy your dancing, and it's traditional at this time of the year to have May Day celebrations. This goes back hundreds of years. Really.
A historic village in England, Albury.
Hundreds. There was a village here in this part of Hertfordshire mentioned in the Domesday Book, and as far back as 1291 there was a population here of about 75.
It takes a lot of time to coordinate and contact people.
Ladies of the village community.
A lot of these people come back every year, so they, expect to come each year.
Chúng tôi bắt đầu chuẩn bị cho cái này từ tháng 11 năm ngoái, và nói chung cũng có rất nhiều việc phải làm, và chúng tôi có rất nhiều việc như mời người nọ, mời người kia điều phối các công việc với nhau. Thì có rất nhiều người ta cứ năm.
The drama we saw at the beginning of the programme was based on Chinese speakers meeting English-speaking Westerners. Let's finish this programme by looking at a short drama with a different set of cultural misunderstandings between Vietnamese and British business people.
Well, cheers.
Xin mời.
Chúc mạnh khỏe.
Xin mời ông.
Chúc mạnh khỏe.
Cheers. Chúc mạnh khỏe.
Thưa ông Jack, ông sinh năm nào ạ?
So, Mr. Jack, what year were you born?
1948.
Năm 48.
Vậy ông hơn tuổi tôi nhiều lắm.
So you are a lot older than me.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Đúng, tôi tin vậy.
Ông sinh năm Tý, tuổi con chuột.
So you are a rat.
I'm a rat. I see.
Bây giờ ông thích ăn món gì?
Now, what would you like to eat?
What have they got?
Để tôi gọi mấy món ngon cho ông dùng thử nhé.
Let me order
a
couple dishes for you to try.
Okay.
1, 3, 4. Ông Jack ạ, tôi là tuổi lợn.
Mr. Jack, I am a pig.
You're a pig? Well, you don't look like a pig to me.
Nhưng trông bà không giống con lợn.
Hay làm ăn đến đâu rồi? Trông có vẻ là làm ăn lớn đấy.
So, how's business? By the side of you, it looks good.
Actually, it hasn't been so good, but I'm hoping to do some good business deals in Vietnam. Keep my fingers crossed.
Physical gestures often mean different things in different cultures. I'm keeping my fingers crossed in British culture means I'm hoping for good luck. But unfortunately, in Vietnamese culture, it means something entirely different. Well, I enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. Goodbye.